Thank you for joining us. Welcome to this midweek edition of Sports This Morning. It's a wonderful time for us to come your way and, of course, update you with all that is going on in the world of sports. It's going to be a smooth ride. In 28 minutes, we will have touched up on a whole lot of important things in the world of sports affecting us in Nigeria. And, of course, we'll also reflect on what is going on around the world. Yemi Adebayo is with me on the program this Thursday. And, Yemi, welcome to Sports This Morning.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you around on a day like this. Yeah. Reflecting on a whole lot of things. What happened yesterday night, the UEFA Champions League, the drama at the Now camp, of course, and then look forward to today's game. Yeah. I'm not expecting that today's games will be as competitive. Maybe the Benfica-Chelsea game.
Yeah, it could be.
Still has some life in it.
It does.
Yeah, but then Madrid, Apoel.
This thing has been taken out of that.
That one, there's nothing at stake. Madrid can even play their reserve team
and still win
and still get the result.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm trying to restrain myself from making some comments. I think yesterday's officiating Milan Barcelona was suspect, and I think refs need to watch it. I mean, how do you give 2 penalties back to back?
If the 2 penalties are deserved, the referees don't have a choice than to give it.
I could understand. I could understand
Italy, 3 penalties. I'm
not questioning the ref's competence. The first penalty, yes, 50-50. Not deserved. It conned the referee.
No.
We'll see it on the benefit of replay. It conned the referee.
We saw it several times. The first penalty was deserved.
I still feel
it took Messi out.
I feel it conned.
You are not the referee. The referee saw it. The referee felt it was a penalty. He gave it. The second one, TV replays over and over again. Showed the tugging of the shirt. I mean, the referee gave it.
I don't agree. I don't agree.
Well,
I don't.
Arguments will always go on and on.
But I think.
I think Milan have themselves to blame.
Barcelona are the best team in the world, no doubts about that. But sometimes you get the feeling that they do get help somehow, somewhere, and it's not fair.
I think it's an attitude of a loser, giving excuses. I think on the night, the better team won.
Barca were better, but a lot of question marks on the goals scored.
I don't have any questions about the goals scored. I think it was a good win for Barcelona. And I think they had the team to beat. They've always been the team to beat. On the strength of what we saw yesterday, the TV replays were showing everything. Well, very hard.
I know we'll get to see them again. We'll get to see the replays again.
We'll see them again. And but then the arguments will go on. It's just about the passion that this game generates and the fact that some people feel that Barcelona shouldn't be getting what they're getting. But we'll talk about that later on the show. Before we get to that part of the show, we'll look at the papers, find out what stories are making the headlines. We will also look at the domestic scene. Nigeria, Egypt. We will also talk about the Nigerian Premier League. There's a lot for you on Sports This Morning, this midweek. So stay with us for the next 26 minutes, and please enjoy every bit of what we'll have for you. We will also take you to Argentina, allow you to see some of the passion with which domestic football is followed in the Argentine League. And of course, I'm sure that in your homes, the arguments are going on and on and on about how Barcelona did the job, how they didn't do the job, but that's part of the game. We'll talk about it later on Sports This Morning. Okay, let's start off, Yemi. Let's start off with our own problems.
Yeah.
We also have a lot of issues to trash out.
To clear out. And the first one has got to do with April 12th, the friendly between Nigeria and Egypt. That's the first issue on the front burner this morning. Yesterday, news from Egypt was that the Egyptians, due to lack of sponsors, were calling off that friendly game. But later on in the evening, we were told that the agents of the Nigerian Football Federation had been able to work out an arrangement and that game was still going to go on. This time, not in Abu Dhabi, but in Dubai. So something must have happened yesterday. It's no longer going to take place in Abu Dhabi. It's going to be taking place in Dubai. And but the fact of the case is it's good. The friendly game still on the cards. Yeah, we'll keep our fingers crossed, and one will have to, be forced to give them credit again, for working. You see, these issues will come up, these frictions will come. But how you walk around it, when the news filtered in, I was a bit disappointed because I really wanted us to play. We need this game as much as they need it. We're in a rebuilding process. Egypt is not even thinking of 2013. They're thinking of the World Cup in 2014 because it's been 24 years since they've been to the World Cup, and that shows a nation that knows how to plan in spite of the problems that Egypt has.
They've been able to eke out some plan for the national team. And I think the game should go on. I was jokingly telling somebody that, look, if you're not going to play Egypt, we had better play someone. For the sake of those lads that you have brought to camp, you have denied their clubs of their services. I mean, it should count for something. And I'm so happy now that
it will go on. But we'll still keep our fingers crossed. Issues can still pop up, can still come up. But we hope that, they work around it and we get to play a game. Whether it's Egypt or not, I don't care. But we get to play a significant game on that day.
All right, so that's what the NFF wants us to believe, that the game is still on. I also hope and pray that the game is on for the sake of the home-based players and for the sake of our own rebuilding process as well. So let's keep our fingers crossed. April 12th is around the corner. It's just a couple of days from now. We'll find out if that game will hold or not. But I'm sure and I'm hoping that the game goes ahead. Okay, let's move away from the football on the pitch now and talk about administration, development, and of course talk about the new technical director of the Nigerian Football Federation. You remember last week the Nigerian Football Federation met and confirmed the appointment of the Belgian Tom Saintfaith as the new technical director. And already a lot of stories have been coming out. He wants foreign assistants.
Yeah.
He's rejecting local assistants, all of that. But the story from Saintfaith yesterday is that no way. He has ruled out foreign assistants. And I think what we'll do is probably read a statement from what Saintfaith said. That's what is showing on your screen. NFF Technical Director Tom Saintfaith clearing the air on his assistant. He says, my role is developmental. We've just picked out a bit of what he said in a press release. He says, I want to make contributions to the growth and development of our coaches in Nigeria. Oh, he's already referring to Nigerian coaches as our coaches. Probably seeing himself as a Nigerian now. He says the role needs local people who know the Nigerian territory and who will hold my hand and show me the land. I do not need assistance from Europe to do that. New NFF Technical Director, Tom Saintfaith. That's what it says. For me, I think it shows a man who is committed. It shows a man who's ready to learn. It shows a man who's ready to work with
sense
people.
of purpose and direction.
In spite of all the knocks, a lot of people say it's too young, it's too inexperienced, it's not good enough.
I don't agree.
All those things come to play before he gets the appointment.
Do you know my worry? I hope the details of his job description
will not clash.
No, the details of his job description that he has is the same with what the NFF has and what most of us seem to believe
it should be his responsibility.
Will be his role. That's where the problem is.
This is not the first time.
A lot of people have said, conspiracy theories are working real time, and that it's been brought in through the back door. Either if Stephen Keshi fails, and that's what some people are saying now. But I just hope that this man's role will not clash with the job.
This is not the first time we are having a technical director.
Okay,
we've had Kashima Olaloko, we've had Tunde Diso at some point, we've had James Peters. Their job never clashed with the job of the national team coach. Okay. Never. I don't think this one will.
Well, in Brazil at some point, before France 98, Mario Zagallo was head of the technical department and Carlos Alberto Pereira was coach. Their jobs did not clash, but everyone had roles.
Yes.
The technical department will say, this player is good enough to play in the national team, or this player is not good.
But it's now responsibility of the coach to see whether the guy wants to work with the guy or not.
Game day selection, coach. But they have a pool, the technical department, this is our direction, this is where we're going. I think probably it's going to look like that. But you have to factor in the Nigerian situation, the politics and everything. This man, the eagerness, I sense the eagerness in his comments. He wants to work.
Okay.
I hope we give him the free hand to work, and I hope that we do not make too much noise, because we seem to create a lot of problems when there actually is no problems. We try to play up on people's comments, we try to make some deductions, some additions, and just take people out of context. I think this man is here to work, and I think on a technical level we have commended his man's rich CV. We have seen some things he's been able to do, and I think he has contributions to make on the technical level. If we are planning to sneak him in through the back door as coach, well, I might have issues with that. But on the technical level, some of these people really know how to fashion our plan. They seem to be thorough and detailed. I'm not saying black people are not, but some of them seem to, because they are well learned in these areas. And
he has a UEFA Pro license.
Yes, and
which the Nigerian coach.
Yes, and
that I know about.
Okay.
Right now has. So before he got the job, we can raise all the sticks in the world. Now he has the job.
Yeah.
There's no use beating the dead horse. He has the job now. It's our responsibility to see if we can give him support to help him get the results, because he has the job already.
Yes.
The same position we took with Stephen Keshi. Before he got the job, we raised a lot of issues. Once he got the job, there's no point.
All hands should be on deck.
All hands must be on deck to see if we can help this guy
and not
achieve
try
results.
not try to sabotage him or play up mistakes that he might make.
Yeah,
because on this job
fast.
you will make mistakes. Let's just put all hands on deck
and hope that he achieves
give
the
him
result.
all the support. Then at the end of the day, you have a right standing to judge.
Review his contract. Has he performed?
Yes,
has he not? If he has done well, extend. If he doesn't do well, you can take a walk.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we go to the papers, let's very quickly touch upon this issue: the Fantastic Four. The former chairman of the Nigerian Football Federation, former chieftains Lulu, Amanze Uchegbola, Bolaji Ojoba, Taiwo Ogunjobi, big wigs ruling Nigerian football. Just after the World Cup, they were told to go, and allegations of fraud leveled against them still not proven. And until those allegations are proven, these guys...
They remain allegations.
Remain allegations, and they remain innocent.
Yes.
But
in the eyes of the law.
In the eyes of the law. But a couple of weeks ago, the Senate committee came out and made clear-cut pronouncements that these guys were corrupt. And they have come out with some of their own documents, some of their own facts, to say that they didn't mismanage funds. They've given statements of how much they left when they were in office, how much they made, how much they left, how they expended money. And they're asking people to judge. Tani Lulu obviously denying that they mismanaged any funds. And for me, the worry is the speed with which the EFCC have done this. In the larger polity, in the politics of the bank MDs, the former governors, we've seen a lot of these guys get a lot of freedom from the courts because the FCC have not done a proper job. And it's the same thing I'm sensing here. Because this case has been on for a long time. We've not moved beyond the first level. Almost 2 years after. And we're going back and forth, amend the charges. They go this one, argue.
At some point, when I saw the list of charges, against these guys, I thought, can these
guys...
There
was no way they were going to come out of it.
But now, so...
They're having a change of heart.
I think we're having a problem with the way we... I think it's a general problem. It's a general problem. And you have to factor in the Nigerian polity into all of these things. It's so sad. I hope that people... would be held accountable. No one is saying anybody is guilty, but if you are guilty, you must face the music.
You must face the music. And for me, the fact that even the Congress of the Nigerian Football Federation have apologized to these people for wrongly impeaching them also says a lot about.
And even when we say the truth, there shouldn't be any personal agenda behind the truth. If you have evidence against people,
come out,
go to the
and let them face the
You
punishment.
don't even need to start making pronouncements and saying things that you cannot prove. Prove your case in the court of law, then come out with your statements. Because if these people at the end of the day are proven innocent, whoever is spearheading some of these comments that we are reading might just be in trouble.
Okay, so let's wait until that time and go on to the next part of sports this morning. The next part is the papers, and we will really have to run through the papers this morning because our time is really running out. Let's go. We have quite a number, a sizable number, four papers for review. The usual suspects, Complete Sports, Soccer Star, Sports Day, and the Sporting Life. Complete Sports, Mikel calls for Chelsea focus tonight. Well, they have an advantage from the first leg away, but they still need to do the job at the Stamford Bridge.
If you can win away, you can lose at home.
You can lose at home. And then Nigeria-Egypt friendly to go ahead, April 12th. Dubai, not Abu Dhabi, is now venue. You can read that from Complete Sports. We go to Soccer Star, Confusion Trail, Egypt clash. We talked about it. Now it's Abu Dhabi. The next time is Dubai. It's called off, it's not called off. April 12th is around the corner. We'll find out if that game will go on. We pray it does go ahead. Keshi to decide. Babadi's replacement as Eagles camp swells to 24. 24 home-based players are really sweating it out. You can get details from Complete Sports. Sports Day, confusion over Nigeria-Egypt friendly still dominates. Lulu, I left 2.8 billion in NFF. You can read that up as well on the front page of Sports Day. Eagles camp swells to 24. Jabasin under watch. Red carpet for Seinfeld. You can read that up from Sports Day. And the last one for review, Sporting Life, Chelsea ready to die. Well, that's the story you'll find on the front page of Sporting Life.
Just get the result.
Just get the result. Lulu, I left 2.8 billion naira in NFF coffers, and Lukman begs Keshi for a chance. And you can see Yak to quit Blackburn, a lot of other stories. And Ichebe eyes regular role. Seinfeld denies foreign assistance. We've talked about it. And the man is the one that got the job. Well, some people said he was the only one interviewed. Maybe he was the only one that showed interest.
Yeah.
Maybe. But let's just see whether this guy can do a good job and support him so that we are not accused of deliberately attempting.
And give him all the tools to do his job.
Deliberately frustrating his achieving results.
And give him the freedom.
Yeah. So you can read that up as well from the papers this morning. Okay, that's the papers. Please get a copy of any of these ones and read up the details, get updated. There's plenty from the papers this morning. Yemi, let's come home very quickly. Let's start off with the Nigerian Premier League. There's a game today in the Nigerian Premier League, a rescheduled match. Sunshine Stars, well, again, they have a midweek game and they have a game this weekend in the on the continent. But today, Sunshine Stars are going to be playing against Wicked Tourists. It's a rescheduled match in the Nigerian Premier League. They need to win this one to move up. But while playing this game, they keep their eyes on the CAF Champions League game against Recreativo Libolo, who will be coming in tomorrow.
Apart from Eimba, I've noticed a trend that I don't like. Most teams that win the league and get to the Champions League, they can't sustain it.
Because of the
pressures and everything.
And the way their fixtures are not well managed.
Eimba is the only team that seems to have done it comfortably, you know, and I think Sunshine are already feeling the heat now. I just pray they're able to sustain the momentum, they're able to reach the levels they attained last year, because now you're playing again midweek, you're thinking of, I mean, you have a huge deficit you want to cancel out on Sunday, and you have to better your position on the league table to be back on that stage next season.
Wow,
so it's a very delicate balance.
Okay, let's talk about the NFF now. Yesterday, Yemi, we talked about this issue, but we need to clarify the things properly now, because we now have a clear understanding of what happened when the NFF Appeals Committee met yesterday. You remember, we said a lot about clearing the teams of match fixing.
Yep.
It's not exactly so. What the NFF Appeals have done is that they have set aside the decision of the disciplinary committee of the NFF and the fines that they imposed on this club because they were inconclusive, they were not properly done, and they had a lot of question marks around them. But the decision of the appeals committee, as you can see on your screen, is that they are unable to uphold the verdict of the disciplinary committee as records of their proceedings and their findings and their application of the rules were inconclusive, and that a lot of people that shouldn't have been part of the judgment were part of it. It ended up being something that could be faulted along the way. And then the committee also recommended that the NFF refer the matter for proper investigations to the law enforcement agency, who will do a thorough job and look at the call logs and be able to ascertain who were the ones making the calls, who were involved in the matches. And I think this is a fantastic move for me if they are able to follow it through. The committee also set aside the fines slammed on Sunshine, on Dolphins, and the sanction on Stanley Eguma and Eredo Kubo, because they didn't add up. There were some things in the rules that the disciplinary committee just couldn't follow through. Yeah. And so they were unable to uphold those verdicts. They also mandated the Nigerian Football Federation to write a letter of commendation to Dominic Ayofa for exposing match fixing scam. You know, he was the one that blew the whistle.
Yeah.
And so they commended him. And the committee recommended that if you are not happy with what the appeals has done, the rule books of FIFA and NFF is that you go to CAS. So if Sunshine are not happy, if Dolphins are not happy, if the individuals involved are not happy, they can go to CAS.
I would be happy if I was Sunshine. You see, the problem with me basically is not the things that have come out of their sitting. A lot of wise people are in this country, a lot of intelligent people. But you see, sometimes it seems to me that we get to use some of these things in a lopsided way. That's my problem. If they can follow through with some of these recommendations sincerely and not be an interested party, yes, no problem. But I fault them for waiting this long. I fought them for waiting. And if you're going to follow through with these decisions, be swift.
One of the things that they said in that press release from the appeals committee was that the disciplinary committee waited for too long before they took a decision on the Sunshine Dolphins game. They waited for almost 5 months, and the law says you shouldn't dispense with these things. You should do them within 3 months. It comes down to the same thing: the quality of the people taking decisions in our football bodies, the MPL, the NFF. The quality really leaves a lot to worry about. But maybe when we have more time, we'll be able to talk about all of these in details. Let's go to Europe now, where things are done properly. This time, the game we argued about, Barcelona-Milan. I'm sure a lot of you saw the game. Sit back, enjoy the highlights, watch out for the 2 penalties. We'll come back, talk about today's games and some other things on sports this morning.
Gets away from Nesta. In full flow. And the shot in the end straight at Christian Abiati. Ball across, Fabregas with a touch, Messi's in here! He is human. Another opening here for Barcelona. He's pulled it back for Xavi, and he tries to pull it back for Alves. Messi's won it back. He's gone down. The referee couldn't have been closer. Barcelona penalty. Oh, what a mess. What a mess from start to finish. Beginning with Mexes giving the ball away, finishing with a challenge from Antonini. Messi scores! Another Messi milestone. A half-century of goals in the Champions League, and he's the youngest player to reach that figure. Robinho, Ibrahimovic, and it's Nocerino. Can he equalise? He has! The first serious attempt that Milan have manufactured, and they strike gold!
Well, I thought they had a goal in them, but they seem to have fallen off the pace after a couple of early skirmishes. And I think Javier Mascherano has just dropped back beyond his other defenders to play Nocerino onside here.
As the corner goes in, they're appealing for another penalty. Busquets and Puyol were both in there appealing to the referee. It wasn't clear that he pointed to the spot, but judging by the fact that the yellow card there is produced against Nesta, you would assume that Barcelona have got the decision. Messi, different side, same result. Another Messi goal, Barcelona back in front. Another tremendous run from Messi, it's broken to Iniesta! Barcelona,
wonderful chance to properly put this match to bed.
Barcelona are in the last four, they beat Milan 3-1.
Well, so the arguments will still go on. Even while that was going on, arguments just going forth. Was it a deserved penalty? Was it not? I had to go on and on, but the result, interestingly, will stand, and it's Barcelona going through. So, well, Milan fans will feel a lot of injustice.
Aggrieved.
And they feel, genuinely aggrieved that some of those calls maybe...
I must say this. I love Lionel Messi. He's the best player in the world, but the guy is a con man. He is a con man. He con the ref. I really don't understand, but opinion, I feel Milan were frustrated in the game.
A lot of people share your opinion, but unfortunately, on the night, it's the opinion of the referee that counts.
Yeah.
And the referee feels was a deserved penalty. I also feel was a deserved penalty.
But we are agreed that it looks like this Barcelona team receives hate from referees.
Well, you can argue that.
I can sit here and count 7 times the Arsenal game, the games they've played against Chelsea. It happens. It continues to happen on a regular basis.
Did you watch Arsenal Everton?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see the Everton goal?
Yeah.
Oh, so did you receive that from the referee? Oh, it happens in football, my brother. It happens in football. Okay. Sometimes it go your way, sometimes it don't go your way. So you just have to let it go. But today,
they receive
Madrid,
favors. They receive favors.
Everybody receives favors. Madrid will be taking on Napoli and Nicosia today. That one, not too much in that game. And then Chelsea against Benfica. There's still a lot to fight for.
A lot, yeah.
A lot in this game as well. So you have to watch Chelsea on a bounce now, on some sort of resurgence.
Yeah, I think they need to be cautious. If you can win away, you can lose at home. And so I don't know where this surge of optimism is coming from. They still have 90 minutes to play. And God help them if they concede more than 1 goal. They might just be going out. Because if Benfica are able to score 2, and they get 1 back, 2-2 on aggregate.
All that Benfica is in this one
is win.
Is outscore Chelsea on the night.
A win of any shape.
Any shape. A win of any shape. Outscore Chelsea
199,
anyhow.
2-1.
Yeah. But then you should give credit to Chelsea. It looks like since Roberto Di Matteo came in, there's a new spirit. They play with some new life, and they become more effective. And maybe that also coincided with the fact that Torres is also coming
apart from that, they begin to play to the true strength of this Chelsea team. Chelsea is a physical side. Forget about trying to play this high line, knocking around the ball. This is how Chelsea play. Boss the middle. Restrict your opponents to as many chances. The Chelsea of 2-3 seasons ago, you would know that they will make life difficult for the best teams in the world. I don't know if they have such stamina now, because most of these guys are older now. But if they play to the true strengths that they have, play to their natural abilities, stop trying to run, stop chasing around the game, be calm, force your opponents to play your game, and that's how Chelsea have been playing, and allow your fast wingers and one or two creative people do the running, but the rest of the guys just force your opponent to play the way you want them to play, and that's a recipe or a template for success for Chelsea. But if they choose to start running around like the way they did under FVB, I'm not sure that they might go find this competition.
All right, and for Madrid, the job was done in the first leg, 3-0, convincing win. Doesn't get any better than that. And so we wait to see what the semi-finals will throw at us. Yesterday, well, the argument about Barcelona and Milan, as they made us forget that there was another game that was played yesterday. Bayern finishing off Marseille 2-0 to qualify 4-0 in aggregate. And the 2 goals came from
Olic. They did it with ease.
Yeah, ease. So today we'll have a complete lineup of the semi-finals, and it's looking good. We're there for dream games in the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. Time for us to go. We'll be leaving you now with some highlights from the Argentine League. Estudiantes against Boca Juniors. Enjoy it. Passion of high quality in the Argentine League. That's how we wrap it up. Thank you for watching. See you some other time.